In the quietest corners of the human psyche, where silence holds more power than any spoken word, some women learn a dangerous art. It's the art of detachment, a quiet force that can reshape a man's unconscious world without a single command. She becomes the very image of his deepest desires, a living mirror reflecting the shadows he doesn't even know he has. He sees her, and he projects all his hopes, his needs, his unfulfilled dreams onto her silent form, mistaking this intense projection for love. Her games are subtle, played with deliberate stillness. Her power comes from a deep well of emotional self. She uses her feminine energy, not through action, but through absence, pulling him into a maze where all his old wounds, his deepest fears of being left behind, begin to unravel. Ancient wisdom warns us about the danger of this kind of silent power, urging us to remain calm amidst the storm of desire. Yet, for her, this tension is where her own empowerment begins. His emotional chaos becomes the very fire in which her own sense of self is forged. The first game is the game of projection. Imagine this. She lets his idealized image of her fall upon her, like moonlight on a still lake. Her silence doesn't reject his fantasy. It amplifies it. It magnifies his unconscious need to see her as the savior who can make him whole. His behavior becomes frantic. He sends messages that go unanswered. His touch lingers a little too long, revealing an anxious need for connection, a history of abandonment driving him forward. All this crashes against her calm detachment. She observes his storm without getting swept away. Picture a woman in a crowded room. She meets his gaze, holds it for a moment, and then slowly turns away. That simple act of turning away creates a void. Her absence echoes in his mind, prompting restless calls and texts. This is the first turning point. His certainty begins to crack. Her silence exposes how fragile his idealized image of her really is. And in that empty space she creates, a powerful desire begins to coil. The mystery of who she truly is, hidden behind her silence, only deepens his fascination. You can feel it, can't you? The power of your own quiet presence, the way your silence can weave through his certainties like mist, awakening a desire that deepens with every unanswered question. Now, the second game begins, the mirror of his inner conflicts. With just a deliberate pause, a moment of thoughtful silence, she reflects his own emotional knots back at him. This restraint, this refusal to react or reveal everything, is a powerful form of attraction. His unconscious mind surges to the surface. His actions become possessive. He offers gifts that feel like they have strings attached. His words become heavy with a desperate urgency. These are the echoes of past rejections, clashing violently against her unshakable calm. For her, this peril becomes a source of power. Imagine her as a deep, shadowed forest. He can shout his declarations of love, his demands for attention, but they are simply swallowed by her quiet depths. Think of the man who lingers on her doorstep, not knowing why she won't answer, her silence amplifying the emotional earthquake happening inside him. This is the second turning point. His ego, the carefully constructed version of himself, begins to fracture under the weight of his own unreturned energy. He is pouring everything out, and she is simply holding space, letting him see himself for the first time. This leads to the third game, the dance of emotional sovereignty. She draws her boundaries, not with angry words, but with an unyielding, quiet grace. Her self-worth is a radiant, magnetic core that pulls him in without any effort on her part. His projections of her, as his source of wholeness, start to fail. His old wounds, his deep-seated fear of loss, drive him to become obsessively vigilant. He checks her social media. He drives by her house, all fueled by the void her silence has created. This is where the wisdom of non-attachment shines. His chaos becomes a mirror for her own growth. The more he spirals, the more centered she becomes. The mystery deepens. His desire is no longer a simple attraction. It becomes a haunting echo in his mind. Picture the woman who lets his messages pile up, unanswered. Her silence becomes a blank canvas, and he can't help but paint all his own shadows, all his fears, onto it. This is the third turning point. His defenses finally crack. The internal shifts ripple through him like waves against a crumbling cliff. And in that quiet space, her empowerment blooms, beautiful and undeniable. You sense the danger now, don't you? The thrill of this mastery, of weaving your silent mystery through his mind, bending his desire to your unspoken will. The fourth game is the provocation of vulnerability. Here, she offers a fleeting glimpse of openness, a shared secret, a moment of connection, and then she withdraws again. It's a delicate balance, fostering attachment without creating dependency. In response, his unconscious erupts. Confessions pour out of him, baring his deepest needs and insecurities. His old wounds reopen, bleeding against the solid rock of her calm resonance. Think of a woman who shares a fleeting, genuine smile with him in a rain-soaked alley, only to vanish into the night. His behavior becomes a frantic chase through digital echoes and fragmented memories. This is the fourth turning point, a moment of raw exposure. His intense desire finally gives way to a shocking revelation about himself, his own desperation laid bare. Her silence has become a magnet, pulling all his hidden pieces into the light. This brings us to the fifth and final game, the challenge of dissolving the ego. She begins to question his certainties, not with arguments, but with quiet, simple observations. Her unshakable self-worth starts to dismantle the pedestal he put her on. There is a danger here, a peril of mutual unveiling, but it's a path to true empowerment. His behavior shifts again. He now tries to offer desperate proofs of his worth. Grand public displays of devotion, words piling up like stones at her feet. But his old patterns of avoiding true intimacy crash against her secure sense of self. This is the fifth turning point. His ego can no longer withstand the pressure of her silence. It fractures, not to destroy him, but to free him. Picture the scene. A woman stands unmoved, as a man pleads with her in a twilight park. Her detachment isn't cruel. It's a powerful invitation for him to look inward. The mystery of her transforms his desire from a need to possess into a catalyst for his own awakening. Her empowerment is a quiet revolution. You embody this artistry now. Your silence is a dangerous symphony where mystery and detachment intertwine. His world is reshaped by his desire for you, but your power only burns brighter as you remain centered in yourself. In the end, this archetypal woman steps into her full, authentic self. Her empowerment is a radiant force, born from awareness. She has faced her own shadows, and the illusions of the ego have been shattered in the fire of her presence. And what of him? His obsession gives way to introspection. The chains of anxious attachment break under the light of herself. The whispers of his past trauma soften as he learns, from her example, to observe his own emotions without being consumed by them. Desire is transmuted into a mutual awakening. Her silence, once a dangerous game, becomes an empowering art that reshapes the heart, not with force, but with the profound power of quiet truth. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the psyche. If this resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more explorations into the depths of human connection.